Hello and welcome to Yoga with a Wall practice today. We are going to work on turning ourselves upside down. If that is for you, then this is the video right here. It won't be a very long practice, but we will explore handstands, pinchamarasana, and headstand. So make sure that you have a good warm-up if you needed that, besides what we're going to do today, cat-cows and a couple of lunges to get ourselves started, and definitely some core to also get ourselves ready to turn our body upside down. This is a series of 7 yoga videos, and this is the 6th one. So maybe you'd like to explore the other ones before you do this, or maybe you're jumping right in, right here. So we'll take our palms together in front of the heart and set our intention for the practice, and bringing that into each and every part of the body, joining our voices, connecting with each other and with ourselves, all layers, outside, inside. We'll take a nice big inhale. And exhale, release the hands. And let's find a wall space that is safe for you. No doors. I don't recommend doors unless they're fully locked and that they can hold your weight gently to push into them. I have found a nice wall here at Costa Rica at BodhiTreeYogaResort, where I have been for a few weeks and hosted my 5th yoga retreat with Dawn Ibis. There's information about the next retreat in the comments below. For now, let's come to our wall. And we're gonna start by laying down onto our backs and bring the knees into the chest. We are basically starting where we ended the last practice. On our backs, bring the knees into the chest. Hands should be away from the wall for now, because we're starting with our core this morning. So let's hold on to the knees all the way in and make circles with our sacrum. A few rounds this way and then a few rounds the other way. Bringing the knees all the way in, starting with a series of 5, and we'll do about 10 of each exercise to find our core and find our midline. Bring the chest off of the floor or keep it down, whichever works for you. Opposite hand, opposite leg on the inside, and do a nice little double pulse in and stretch your leg away from you on the way out. A double pulse in, stretch your leg away. Double pulse in, stretch your leg away. Curve out the belly button, bring your spine in towards your mat. Don't take your legs further down, then you can have your entire spine onto your mat. And we'll do another 5 here. Nice and swift. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. And then we'll take both knees in and extend arms and legs opposite direction. Knees and arms in, extend it out. Like somebody's pulling your ankles and your wrists away. With love, but also with a little bit of a nudge into the core. Hug it in, extend it out. Like precise movements, determination. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale, carve the belly. 4 more here. 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. And then from here, bring the knees in. I'm going to rest my neck and my head, and I might even keep it down here. Take your right leg up and your left leg forward. Carve the belly button out, either head down or lift up your shoulder blades. Double pulse, and like somebody's pulling those ankles slightly away from your midline. So your abdominals have to fire up and hold on to the core and build strength into the core. Double pulse in, double pulse in, double pulse in, double pulse in. 5 more. 4 more. then from here, take your hands behind your head or hands underneath your seat. Both legs. And bring it back up. And both legs dropping down and bring it back up. You can take them further away, or you can simply have your legs up and do a super small movement here. The key is to find the core. If you have done this with me for the last week, then I'm thinking that you're feeling something in your core, in your abdominals. I most certainly am. And we'll just keep this going for another 5. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. And then from here, bend your knees in, bicycle it out, opposite elbow, opposite knee. See if you can bring your shoulder off of the floor, shoulder blade off of the floor, and find the elbow up towards the knee rather than finding the knee in towards the elbow. We'll keep this going at your own pace. Inhale, exhale. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And last 1. Bring your knees all the way in. Hug it in, roll it up. Cross at your ankles. Take downward facing dog with your feet towards the wall, please. So now we build our core up for inversions. Spread your fingers, second finger forward, downward facing dog, right heel down, left heel down, press your palms, lift your upper arm bones. Take your feet up onto the ledge or the trim of your wall, or simply just come up onto the balls of your feet and take your heels up. So here's a shorter version of down dog. Stretch your right leg up onto your wall, toes down, heel up. Step your foot between your hands. Take your hands to your quad. We've done this many times together now. Now it becomes a little different because we have that resistance and that support from the wall all at the same time. It's like pushing us a little bit forward. Take your arms up towards the sky. Stretch fully into those abdominals that we just extended and worked on. And exhale, release. Take your hands all the way back down. Step it back, downward facing dog. Take your left leg up onto the wall. Toes down, heel up. Engage your core. Stretch your legs. Step your left foot between the hands. From your core, step forward. Hands to the quad. Push your right foot in towards the wall. Engage your core. Sweep the arms up towards the sky. Bicep towards ears. Give yourself a few breaths right here to organize your outstretched leg. And then exhale, bring it all the way back down. Step back to downward facing dog. Come to plank pose. You might walk your hands out slightly to have your shoulders and your wrists stacked above and below each other. Front support. Here's step 1 to handstand. Claw the fingertips. We'll stay for another 2 breaths here. Make some good memories. Into the front. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, walk your hands in a little further on your mat so you have a closed down dog, like a V dog. From here, step your feet up into 90 degrees. Hips up, L shape with your whole body. Arms down, feet 90 degrees up onto the wall. Raise your seat, pull the belly in, stretch the back of the legs. Push your hands away from the floor. And gently step it all the way back down. Come onto your knees. And take your thumb and pinky and put them on, pinky onto your hips, thumbs onto your onto your floating ribs. And lifting and lifting. And just getting a little awareness here into, okay, that's my core right in there. I want to make sure I hold on to it and keep it nice and organized in there and expand into the back body. And then exhale, release the hands, and we'll come back to downward facing dog. With your feet against the wall, Adho Mukha Svanasana. From your abs, lift up to down dog. Step your right foot up onto the wall again. And this time you might walk your hands a little closer. So we are coming into a pose called Ekakata Crossover Padottanasana. One leg up into the air, one foot wide apart. We have support with the wall. Pull your left hip back and your right hip down so that your hips are squared with your shoulders. Step your right foot between your hands, walk your hands forward. Take your left knee down so your knee and your hip is squared above and below each other for quad stretch. Hold the belly in, tailbone down, engage your core. One more breath right here. And then exhale, take it back down, step back, downward facing dog. Walk your dog hands in a little bit and step your left foot up onto the wall. Toes down, heel up, pull your right hip back, your left hip down so that your hips and your shoulders are as squared as they can. So we can have nice firm core to have us lifted right here. Walk it in if you wanted to more, or walk it out if you wanted to less. Core engaged. One more breath right here, and then walk the hands out and step your foot between your hands. Take your right knee down and take your hands to your left quad, and the right quad is fully facing forward, and we're doing a hip flexor quad stretch. And there should be a nice elongation in the front of that quad. One more breath. And then exhale, take your hands down. Step back to downward facing dog, please. Walk your hands in comfortably. Second finger forward. I like to have the pinky around the edge of my yoga mat, and I know that my arms are in a nice position for how my shoulders feel. Just kind of make sure that your second finger is pointing forward and that we're not having our hands in, because then we'll lock our shoulders. We want to make sure they're open so we can plug those upper arm bones in. So let's do a couple of shoulder push-ups here, just to kind of see what that means. Shoulder push-ups, bringing it up and down and back and forth. And then from there, we leave the upper arm bones plugged in and pull the belly button in. Step your feet up 90 degrees. Feet together, L shape. Take your right leg up towards the sky. Not over, just to the sky. Tailbone up towards the heel. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, switch sides. Squeeze glutes. Squeeze quad. Squeeze lower belly. Exhale. Bring it all the way back down. And step it back to down dog. And then we're going to come all the way down and walk a little bit away from the wall so we can stretch our legs from there. Bring the palms together. Take our right leg out, and we'll give ourselves about 20 leg lifts here to really ignite in towards the back body. More core. We're going to buffer core right here, bringing it in and back out. See if you can keep your side body lifted, the entire front side of the body lifted. You want to just make some memories and just tap into the energies and the muscles of your backside, the glutes, the hamstrings, lower abs as well. And we want to make sure that the glutes are active the whole time. We'll lift another 4 here. 2 more. And 1 more, and then we'll hold it up and pulse it. And pulse it. You can point your toes, you can float your toes, you can do whatever works for your leg as long as it stays active. So it's not like half relaxed up here, but fully active. So that by the time we are done with this, we're ready to maybe kick up into a handstand. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. And then we'll take it back down and switch to the second side. Extend your left leg out, point or floint your foot. Lift your left leg up and down. Stabilize into the abs, stabilize in towards the core, so that this is not a seesaw for the spine or the hips, rather strength building for the back body and the front body. Glutes, hamstrings in the back, certainly a whole lot of glutes. I want to make sure that we're using the muscles of the legs when we kick up and dividing it equally, so that not just the shoulders and the arms are taking all the weight by the time we kick up. We'll just keep on going with a little bit of a smile. The body is eager to keep moving. We'll do another 5 here. And 4. Make sure to keep that belly button lifted, engage the lower abs. And then we'll hold it up and keep it lifted and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. Getting a nice sense of awareness into the back of the leg. Glutes squeezing both sides. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more, and then we'll take it back down. And then we'll come and take a seat. Shake the hands out. Shake it out, and then make your way so that you are facing the wall, unless you're going to continue practicing taking your legs into an L shape. If not, we're going to take the hands 1 hand length away from the wall. Let me pull my mat in just a little bit to see it kind of move out to the side. So I'm going to have 1 hand length away, second finger forward, pinky around the yoga mat, or just at the edge of the yoga mat. And just to remind myself, I do a couple of shoulder push-ups. So let's do a couple of shoulder push-ups together to check and see that our shoulders are at an even form. Pull the upper arm bones in, leave it, and then pull the belly button in and take downward facing dog. So here we're all pretty plugged in, all the switches turned on. Step 1 leg in, your favorite leg that's volunteering, step it in, and shoulders and wrists are stacked. And then from here, like someone is kind of pulling your kicking up leg away from you, and that way you ignite your core, and that way you make it up into a handstand. Here we go. Push your hands down, squeeze your glutes, point or floint your toes. Press your knuckles down, your fingertips down, look between your thumbs. Pull the belly button in, and just make some memories, taking a handstand with the help of the wall. And then we'll come down with the leg that came up last, and then we'll switch to the second side and see how it feels to kick up with our least volunteer eager leg. Sometimes it's a whole lot stronger, this next second side. So plug the upper arm bones in. Pull the belly button in, take your downward facing dog, step your other leg in that did not step in last, and pull the belly button in, find your core, give it a little light push, shoulders and wrists are stacked above and below each other, and lift it up and see how that goes. Feet together, find your feet together. We're at the wall, we can use that wall and put our feet against it and make some good memories into Adho Mukha Vrikshasana. See if you can remind yourself to squeeze your glutes here. That will squeeze your lower abs. Press your palms down. All parts are active. 1 more breath. And then come down with the leg that came up last. For me, it's the right leg. And then make your way down. Take a seat and rest your palms into your knees. And then we'll do that again. And this time, maybe you move your arms out a little bit from the wall and see how it feels to just come a little bit further away from the wall. We have 2 more versions, 2 more. And take our hands 2 hand lengths away. So maybe 1, maybe 2, right here. This time we'll kick up into our Adho Mukha Vrikshasana or handstand. with the same way as we did. And then we'll bring both feet together and see if we can take both feet off the wall at the same time. Upper arm bones in, pull the belly button in, and then come to down dog. Long side body. Step your left foot forward, or your whatever leg wants to come in first. Shoulders and wrists are stacked, knuckles, fingertips are down, and then from here, we'll kick up with those fired up back body muscles, feet together, and then we'll squeeze the glutes and see if we could take the feet off at the same time. And find our handstand. And with a little bit of fun. I got like 2 seconds, which I think is awesome. Sometimes more, sometimes less. You stay as long as you like. 2 hand lengths away. And kick up with your second volunteer leg. I'm going to step my right leg in. Pull the upper arm bones in. Pull the belly button in. And make my way up to handstand. Squeeze everything. See if I can get both feet off at the same time. Building that core. And coming back down. Take a child's pose. Take your palms facing up. Or you might still be up there, balancing. Give yourself a little pause. The next version is that we'll take handstand and see if we can come up and not even touch the wall. So let's see how that goes. Take your hands comfortably away where you feel like you can have your hands off. Claw fingertips, up arm bones in, and a few nice deep breaths into all parts. Come forward, plug up arm bones. Second finger forward, shoulders and wrists are stacked, because then half the job is already done. And then we'll see if we can come up in slow motion. Squeezing all parts. Take a little pause, you keep on kicking. Have a good time. Lock your elbows, hug and squeeze your arm bones, all the muscles around it. And then we'll see how it feels to kick up with the second leg as well. Little goes a long way. Shoulders and wrists are stacked. Abdominal curl. Okay, that's the best I've got today. And that's okay. Shake your hands out. Just shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. And then we're going to move on with our forearm balance. So let's take a forearm plank together and we're going to face towards the wall again. Forearm is elbows and shoulders stacked, palms together today to make it an easy accessible pose for the shoulders and the upper back, and it sends us straight into the core. So let's take forearm plank, palms together. I'm going to take forearm plank facing you so that you can see the elbows, and also make sure that elbows and wrists are stacked, palms together, and then we rock the knees out and get that nice tug in towards the lower abs. And then lifting the knees off if it's available. And enjoying right here. Building some strength and just kind of giving the body a little hint on what's coming. And when this feels somewhat comfortable and doable, then maybe it feels comfortable to kick up into forearm balance. Let's come down onto the knees. Make your way, if you're like me, switched direction, make your way back towards the wall. Or you might kick away from the wall. I know that I have several of my friends here on YouTube that does not need a wall for that, and you know who you are. But several of us do need the wall for safety, to make sure that all parts have a support system and the mind feels calm as we kick up. And that's how we build our strength and our practices and our determination. So from here, let's take our palms together, elbows and shoulders are stacked, flush the forearms down. Do a little shoulder drop, push up, down, but don't push it back up, and instead push it back up into the belly button. Engage the core. Come into dolphin pose or half down dog. And this is plenty. We do not have to take it any further than this. Maybe this is where you're working. And if there is more, then walk one leg up and one leg down and see how that feels to kick up. Maybe you come to the wall and maybe you take your feet together and stay off the wall. Today we're just trying to see how it feels to find our core and turn upside down with some nice support from our wall practice. Palms together, head off the floor. Make your way down the same way you came up in a nice solid transition. Now we do forearm balance, kicking up with the opposite leg. So we balance out the hips, balance out the abs, the core, and our sacrum. Palms together, elbows and shoulders are stacked. Hollow the upper arm bones in. Pull the belly button in. That's where the lift comes from. That's where the core comes in handy and helps us to lift up. Forearms down. Walk your opposite leg in. For me, I'm walking my right leg in and then seeing how it feels to kick up, like somebody's lengthening that leg away up to the sky, just like in the abs we did when I reminded you of extending your leg, like somebody's gently pulling on the leg. Same, right here. And that way our core will be engaged. For our balance, head is off the floor. The entire front body is supporting us. The glutes are squeezing. And then we'll see if we can come down the same way that we came up. For me, it's the right leg down and then making our way down. And take child's pose. Bring your legs together. Bring your palms facing up. Dipping our toes into our different inversions. And just having fun with it. Building some strength. Turning upside down is shaking off energies that doesn't serve us. Whether it's taking downward facing dog or dolphin pose or kicking the legs up. It's quite the process. It's building, rinse and repeat, come back to it. Maybe once a week, maybe 3 times a week. Maybe choose one of these and practice them a few times a week. And by that, we will strength. We certainly open up a whole lot of strength in towards the back of the body. Now the next one is headstand. And how I learned to do headstand was to walk my sacrum in towards the wall. So I'll show you that, and maybe you'll practice that and see how it feels. Just for an easy view for the arms, interlace your hands, right? And then we'll take the forearms down, and then take the head towards the floor. And maybe we'll stay here. Maybe this is our headstand. Maybe we're like, okay, this is all the weight that I want on my head today. And then you stay right there. And then this is what you keep on doing. The next one is to walk the seat in towards the wall. So I have my hands interlaced, maybe like a fist length away from the wall. So there's a little bit of a leaning, so I'm not rolling up against the wall. Top of the head towards the floor. Forearms and head have equal amount of weight today. And then we walk the feet in, and then we tip the sacrum in towards the wall, put your feet on the wall, and then we engage the core, flush the forearms down, and maybe from there, walk the feet up. And enjoy a headstand here. So we're not disengaging anything here, because then everything will just come back down. So we'll make sure that we pull the belly in, point the toes up, or float them. Today I'm pointing, because it gives me more feedback into my lower abs, squeezing my glutes. Everything is involved, every single thing. And we'll stay here and enjoy until it's time to come back down. right? You stay as long as you like. If you would like to try it facing out and building strength, and you have a safe place where you could roll out if you needed to, then face out away from your wall and see how that feels. And maybe that means that you have your head down, elbows and shoulders are stacked above and below each other, and maybe from there we'll bring the legs into a chair pose, like a little tuck and hold. Maybe we'll hold it here. If we take the legs in at the same time in headstand, then there's more of an even distribution of weight into shoulders and head. Forearms down, head down. Like somebody's pulling your feet up, super active. Squeeze your glutes, they're with you. Otherwise, everything just goes down. We want to make sure that the energy goes up and down, connected to heart of earth, connected to heart of source. Hold the belly button in. Lift the tailbone up towards your heels. Give yourself another couple of breaths, whichever version that you're in, and then we'll bend the knees and come down the same way we came up for safety. And our core is with us the whole way. And then we'll take child's pose. And then we'll come up to a seat. And we're going to leave the practice here today because that was a lot to digest for the body. So I wanted to say that if you wanted to add on back bends, and that's something that you like to do against the wall with your hands on the wall, then please just pause and get some of those in right now. But for now, I feel like this is a plenty of a practice for today. There's a lot to digest for the body and for the mind. And then we can get like a little feedback about, oh, do I need more core? Do I need more core? What do I need? Is it glutes? Is it legs? Do I need more awareness from my inner ankles, from the root of the big toe, inner thighs? There's a lot of components. Do I need to open my shoulders more? Go back and try a couple of other classes as well and kind of line up the body and come back to this practice again and rinse and repeat and keep doing that. So the core was the whole class. So we're not going to do more core. We're going to put the legs up the wall after our seated meditation practice together. So let's take a comfortable seat and just savor all of that we just practiced. Sit nice and comfortable. Take our hands on towards the knees and close our eyes and just let the body digest all of that. Sit nice and tall on the seat. Raise the energies up through the spine, all the way from the seat. It's moving and grooving all the way up. And everything feels moved after we turn ourselves upside down. Maybe this was an advanced practice for you. Maybe this was a beginner practice for you. There's certainly so much different components into our yoga practices, and this was just a very small snippet. That's sometimes fun to do. Shakes off energies. Something besides the flow practices. Sit with that for a while and see what your body is giving you for feedback. Take your palms down, ground back down. Bring yourself back into your body. Elbows underneath the shoulders. 20 breaths right here. You might feel nudged to sit straighter up. You might feel nudged to move energy around your body. There's a big exchange of energy going on right after yoga practice. Out with all the old that doesn't serve us. to make room for new, that has new information for us. Gently take a deep breath. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Let's join our voices in one Om to connect with each other and feel like we're together, even though I know we're apart, but we're right here, right now. Let's take a nice Om into all parts that we turned and turned. Let's take a nice big inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Make your way into your wall space again. If you're like me, move a little closer. And we're going to take our legs up the wall for our Shavasana today. And please feel free to stay there as long as you feel calm. And then meet me again in the next video where we're going to do seated closing postures for this entire series of yoga. Snug your seat up against the wall. I like to take my arms over the head. Oh, and just let the whole body relax. Elbows out, arms bent, legs up. Replenish and refresh the flow of the legs, the flow in the legs, the flow around the legs, and ground into your core. Namaste.